Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I am a small reseller. I sell on eBay and as of recently also on Niknax. And Niknax is a new marketplace started by Jocelyn, the crazy lamp lady. It's hosted over on district.net. If you haven't checked it out yet, I've got a link to it in the video description and on my YouTube channel page. Feel free to go over and check it out. I've also got my eBay store link on there. The same thing. Feel free to go check it out. No need to buy anything, no pressure. You can just go and browse around. And especially on Niknax, go and check out a lot of the sellers that Jocelyn has accumulated so far on there. It is a really wide variety of just cool collectibles, beautiful things, art glass, all the way down to fishing lures, you know, so there's something on there for everybody, I think. So definitely go check it out, guys. I've pulled a few more things that some of which I think I will be selling on a new platform. All right, guys, so we'll go over the things that I've pulled. Most of them are pretty small, some little critters and such. And as I said before, I plan on selling most of these, if not all of them, on a new platform, not eBay or Niknax. This is one that I was just recently approved. Actually, today I was just approved to sell on Whatnot, which I don't even know what to think of yet. I'm really excited about it. Not in the same way that I was to join Niknax and join Jocelyn's crew over there, but definitely excited and really, if I'm going to be honest, really nervous about it. So I've always thought that if I ever got my YouTube channel up to enough subscribers and stuff that I could go live and do like, you know, live sales and stuff, that I would love to do that. But honestly, ideally, I would love to do it on a site that is what it's geared to, and Whatnot is exactly that. And Whatnot, not only can you do lives over there, but it also has, you know, its own marketplace. So you kind of have your own little store on there where people can still come in and, you know, do like buy it now options and stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm terrified to do it. I've never done a live sale before, so I'll let you guys know. I plan on doing my first one here in the next, you know, few days to a week or so, kind of let everybody recover from New Year's, and then have one set up. If nothing else, guys, you know, no pressure to buy anything or bid or anything like that if you come over to watch it, but if nothing else, come see how I do. Well, let's take a look at these things here. Let's start with this one. So my last video was intended for you to see these two items. However, it either didn't record or I literally imagined that I told you all about them and actually did not. Either way is possible, to be honest with you. Who knows? Let's take a look at this one first. I plan on selling these two pieces in a lot together. These are the Campbells Soup kids. So I don't know, honestly, if they had like individual names or whatnot, but this one here clearly is some kind of a chef little gal going on there, doing a little dance or something. And it has all these little fleur de lis, I still don't know how you're supposed to say that. But it has all those little symbols there. On the back here, you can see it says CSC. I'm guessing that's Campbell's Soup Children. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I had assumed that this was just like a simple utensil holder, because the rim of it here, it's got a little bit of a lip, but it's very smooth. It's very, you know, it's glazed and everything. So it doesn't necessarily immediately read to me like, oh, this is supposed to have a lid. But as it turns out, I think it was. I think it kind of had sort of like a circus tent sort of shaped lid. Like, it wasn't a circus tent, but it was like kind of a cone that came up this way and to a ball on the top. And I believe it was just white. I don't think there was really any decoration or anything on it. So I'm not sure if it was really supposed to be like a small cookie jar or so. I want to say this guy is 6 inches. So he was 5¼ inch tall. And clean, no chips, no cracks, no crazing, no nothing like that. I'm not sure the age on it, This is like a screen transfer print, you know, thing going on up here. If I had to guess, I would probably say the 80s, maybe even the 90s in there somewhere. I'm not sure where it was made. There's a little bit of like residue down here from like a rectangular sticker. And that makes me wonder if it wasn't one of the like Japan stickers or Taiwan maybe stickers, something like that. But yeah, in good shape. Definitely could still be used as a utensil holder. That's, like I said, when I bought it, that's what I assumed it was. So the second part of this lot, and I'm going to just, like I said, sell these together. But this here is like, what is this called? Is this, I can't remember. But, you know, this texture stuff on the back. So it's just like a little plaque. There's no hook or anything to hang it from, unfortunately, but you could easily adhere something to that if you want, or just set it like in one of the little, like easels, you know, like display easels, do that. But believe it or not, this is actually entirely hand painted. I got out my loop because I was expecting at the very least the little black lines on here to have been, not transfer print, but, you know, like a decal, you know, kind of thing. But no, I got out my loop and looked, and this is all literally hand painted, which I thought, you know, it's not the most astonishing, like, oh my God, life-changing painting, but really cool, really well done. Down here it says Joyce and 76. So this here was painted very well by Joyce in 1976. And so, I don't know. I can't even prove this is technically a Campbell's kid, but gosh darn, they look pretty darn similar. I think she'll fit right in the decor style anyway. So I kind of thought these would be good sold together, you know? I suppose you could frame this. It's maybe just shy of a 1/4 inch thick, so you technically could frame that, yeah, if you wanted to. So I'm going to put some comps on the side here for, I think I have 1 or 2 comps in there for this jar that I believe they have the lid on them, so keep that in mind. You know, I think Campbell's, it's definitely collectible, but it's another one of those where you've really got to do your research, because while most everything Campbell's, you know, is collectible, does carry some kind of value to it, it's hit and miss with those more high ticket pieces, you know. And for example, like I've seen the cookie jar, and I saw it was sold on there for like $130, and then just below it I see one that was sold for $30. I didn't investigate to find too much out in the difference in them, but from the photo they both looked in great condition. They both looked the same. So I don't know, and I haven't messed with selling Campbell's stuff enough to really feel like I have a good grasp on the market, but there's still going to be a seller. There's still collectors out there for them. Are they going to be all high ticket items? Not as likely, but there is still some value in them. So if you get them cheap enough, pick them up. Okay, guys. So this one here is a pheasant. I've heard ones that look like him that are more golden color. I've heard them referred to as golden pheasant. I don't know if that's an actual thing or if somebody was just more referring to him that way because of the colors on him. But either way, he is a pheasant of some variety. He is more or less cold painted, and most of this appears to be airbrushed on. You can see some paint loss just, you know, in some areas. I think right here, some of this is going to be paint loss, but I also think it was sprayed on lighter there to give it, you know, kind of a little more texture look to it. Got a little on the flowers down here, or greenery. He's got his little bird hat thing on. I don't know what you call this on birds. I just call it their bird hat. I'm not sure. He's cool looking. I think I found this guy in an antique store for a couple bucks, and I just thought he was neat looking. He wasn't marked or anything anywhere that I could see or tell. You do see some crazing down here, but up on top on him, you really don't see much in the way of crazing. I think he, like I said, though, was more or less cold painted, so I bet if you were to take off more of this paint, the clear glaze underneath probably looks similar with that crazing. But yeah, I don't see any marks or anything on him. I feel like he could be a Japan piece. That's possible. But I don't know, my gut kind of feels like he might be a Czech piece, is what I'm thinking. I don't know. There's just something about his colors and stuff that makes me think Japan, or Czech. But I don't know, to be honest with you. And I have little to no way to prove it either way. But he's a cool piece. He's kind of lightweight. I don't think he weighed too much. Yeah, he was about 9 inches long and weighed about 8 or 9 ounces. So it won't be too bad to ship, but he's just a cool decorative piece. Comp wise, I honestly couldn't find any just like him, which is part of the reason why I don't really know if he's Czech, Japan, California pottery of some kind. I don't know. But I couldn't find any just like him. I did find a few different pheasant figurines I'll put up here just to kind of show you in general. Pheasants, don't discount them. They are collectible, especially if you can find really cool ones. I did see I don't remember if I put it in the comps or not. It was a soup tureen by Fitz and Floyd, and it was extremely detailed, but it had like a pheasant sitting on the lid on the top, and it went for, I want to say it was over $300. I want to say, yeah, it was a little over 300. So in general, though, don't discount pheasants. There are collectors out there for these. So, okay. This next guy, I don't know why, but when I look at his face, he makes me laugh. I mean, he's got something going on with them eyes. Is he cross-eyed? Is that part of it? I don't know. It's something with the smile. He's kind of got this devilish grin thing going on, but I like it. Like, he's up to something. This dude is up to something. Some kind of trouble. Yeah, I bet he's going to go to bunny jail. But he's just a cute little figurine. He's got his little Japan stamp down here. So he is completely glazed, including his ears, but his eyes, I believe, are cold painted. So the fact that the paint is still there is pretty good, I think. But he's just adorable. He doesn't carry a huge value. I could see maybe $5 or $10 at best for him, but he's adorable is the point. And so, I mean, I'm digging it. Like I said, there's just something about that face. He's cute. He's pretty small. He's maybe about 3 inches total in height, and I'd say maybe 2 in length or so. And I think he weighed 2 or 3 ounces. He's not a heavy boy. But just a cool little figurine there. I don't think he really had any damage. Let me double check his ears. No, I don't even actually really see crazing on him. No, he looks to be in good shape, including his cold paint, so good on him, huh? So these guys are going to be incredibly difficult for you to see. There we go. Okay, so these are just 2 little bone china, completely white. I mean, they're glazed, but they're not painted or anything. I've seen some sort of similar to them. I don't know that they're for sure the same, though, because the ones that I could find online, none of them were just, completely naked like this. They were painted, like their shells and stuff were painted. So I couldn't find any just white ones. But they both do have their little made in Japan stickers on them. And you can very easily tell that they're bone china. They're lightweight. I don't know what these guys would go for. But again, I couldn't find any just like these guys that were still naked. But I don't know, just guessing, snails and stuff are actually pretty collectible, especially people who do nautical themes and stuff. But, these are probably, based on their sticker here, I'm going to say these are probably from the 50s, maybe 60s, somewhere's in there. But, so they're kind of mid-century, and they're just, to me anyway, they're kind of unique pieces. I suppose you could put them in a fish tank if you really wanted to. I don't know about bone china in a fish tank, but I don't know that it would hurt it any or hurt the fish. But if I had to guess what those would be, it would maybe be $12 to $18, somewhere in there. But again, on any of this stuff, guys, please, if you have info on any of this stuff, you've sold it before, you've bought them before, and you kind of know more than I do on it, put it in the comments by all means. The more knowledge we share, the better. Okay, next up is this handsome fella. I got a new light thinking that it would make things look better. I'm not noticing better yet. Let me know what y'all are seeing. Sometimes when I'm filming, it looks different when I'm filming than when I'm like editing the video. So I don't know. I'm not a professional. But this guy here, he is made in Japan. He is a ceramic. I think they usually call them like wall climbing squirrels. And so he's got like this hole right here. So you put a hanging device of some sort, apparatus of some sort on the wall, whether it's a nail. Although a nail, I would think would be kind of rough with it. If it was me, I would use some kind of a PVC coated or some kind of plastic coated piece. But anyways, he usually sits, you know, up against the wall like this. And, you know, they do look fairly realistic in my humble non-squirrel expert opinion. Like if you had a guest over and they didn't know this was there, it might scare the hell out of them. I don't know. It'd be funny anyway. He's just cute. He's pretty basic. I don't think he has any chips or cracks to him. He's got a little dirt on his underbelly. I might try to clean that up a little bit before I do photos or anything of him. And then here's his Japan impressed mark. His little face. But I think, yeah, his ears look good. I mean, he overall looks good. He may have slight paint loss here and there, but I mean, I really don't see anything on him. But he does have a cute face. I like him. I feel like it wasn't too long ago things like this were going for more money than they currently are, from at least when I was looking up comps, and I'll put a couple up here. And I think basically these guys will sell anywhere between $15 and $30, usually towards the lower half of that, but anywhere between $15 and $30. I think specifically the like brown and white or brown and orangey cream ones, I think in general did a little better than the silver fox or whatever you'd call him here. I mean, I like him. I like him. And we got lots of squirrels that look like him right around our neighborhood, so I don't know. Yeah, I would say he's probably, realistically, in my mind, he would sell for probably, I don't know, maybe 18 to 28, somewhere in there, maybe a little bit less. Usually it looked like if you had a few of them, like, you know, kind of a set, the mom, dad, and a couple babies or something to make like a full family, that seemed to bring in a little bit more value on them as a set, but overall, they're not terribly valuable anymore. I do remember it wasn't that long ago that they did sell for a little bit more anyway. Not much, but a little bit. Now, if you still find like the mermaids or the fish, those kinds of things, that's usually where it's at. I'm going to tell you now. I've got a few collector's books and price guide books that have this little set in them. And I'm just going to set her head right there. She's just making me nervous, acting like a bobblehead on here. I don't remember, honestly, if this cow's name is Betsy or Elsie or Betsy May, or I don't remember, but it's some kind of a cow-like name. And, you know, her ribbon it's not great condition. If it was me, I may replace the ribbon, to be honest, if you even still wanted to keep the ribbon on her head. Is it necessary? Probably not. But, you know, it technically is still there. I personally, no matter what condition this was in, I just don't know that I would get it for use. And the reason being is because of her inside. Now, there's some staining in there, and I'm sure somebody who really wants to use this can find a way to get that staining and stuff out of there. But to me, I wouldn't want to use her anyway, because I feel like that is going to be a constant battle to clean out those little holes. Like, this was a terrible design, guys. Why are there holes down here? This should have been closed up. Because it's going to be hard enough to clean this thing in here. Like, even getting the dust out was a tedious little process, and there's clearly still more I could be doing in there. I need to get, like, them long Q-tips or something to try to get down in those crevices. And good luck the ones further back, right? And then even getting up into her head, realistically. Like, I can't even show you in there. Only from this way. To me, while she's flippin' adorable, I honestly don't know that I would actually use her as a real creamer more than I would just decorative. She does have one little chip right here, like a glaze chip that has stained the ceramic underneath. She has some mild crazing on her. She's not marked, but I think the sugar, I think has the Japan sticker still on it. Yeah, so these were made in Japan. I don't remember who made these. I don't think it was left in, but it could have been. But made in Japan nonetheless. So super, super cute. Overall in good condition. And, you know, she does have some mild crazing in there. I mean, like I said, guys, those kinds of reasons I would say don't use this piece. You know, you can. It's not going to kill you with the crazing. It's just, it'll continue worsening the crazing on the piece. That's the risk you run when you're using pieces that are crazed. But you technically could still use it. And I don't know. I just, like I said, for me, trying to keep this thing clean, I'm not doing all that personally. Personally. So then here's, maybe one's Betsy and one's Elsie. I don't know. But they're partners in crime nonetheless. So here's this one. Now the head fits on there, and it does go to her, I guess. But, you know, sometimes, especially Japan pieces, that are not always right on, you know. So it does fit in there. It'll stay on and everything. You know, it's got the little lip down here that'll hold it on there. But I do feel like if you got her, like, I was trying to hold her up on this Lazy Susan, and she wants to go a little bobblehead on me with that. So, but she's pretty much same condition. She has very mild crazing. It looks like maybe she had cold paint on her. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. She does have just a little bit of like chipping right here on her ear. But I think that was really the only spot on her was right there. Which, I mean, I didn't even really notice at first, surprisingly. So, oh yeah, she doesn't have a sticker. She has a stamp, black stamp, Japan. She's overall in good condition and certainly a very cute decorative piece. Then I also have a separate creamer, which is the same as the other one. Bow in the same condition, all that stuff. Mild crazing on this one too. And here, look, like you can see these kind of little flaws. Like this kind of stuff is really common with Japan pieces, where this is like a little piece of ceramic or clay that just, you know, I guess got flung up here on the belly and they glazed it on over, you know, because these were all in mold, done in mold and stuff. And yes, technically probably applied, hand paint applied or airbrush applied, but other than that, the figure itself is mold formed. And same thing on her inside, you know, like who wants to try to keep all of them clean? Oh, and this one had the sticker. Has the blue Japan sticker on it. The other thing I noticed on here, and something else I just wanted to point out, this right here is technically not damage. This is kind of like a little pinhole mark. It reminds me a lot like of salt glaze pottery, you know, and it'll create those little pits and pinholes and stuff in the glaze. Well, this is clearly not salt glaze pottery, but if you think kind of like on that same line of thinking, a similar deal. So this must have been maybe an air bubble or something that was in the ceramic and maybe popped during the firing process. I'm not sure. It looks partly glazed over. There, you can't see the hole coming through the inside, so it's not like a little break and hole that went all the way through. And that's kind of how I know it was like a little air bubble in the ceramic that probably when it was fired got too hot and it popped, but they kind of glazed into it. So that kind of stuff is pretty common with Japan pieces though. Oof. Now on her, I did notice she's got a little hairline crack right here. So again, even despite that crack, that hairline crack over here, which it's kind of glazed into, I wonder if that's not been there. I wonder if that's not been there the whole time. Kind of looks like it might have been. But either way, again, with her crazing, with her little crack there, I don't know. And then more importantly to me, honestly, is I don't want to clean all that in there. So I think she still makes a cool decorative piece. And, you know, of course, in the listing, you would want to note any and all defects. Anything that even looks like a defect, a lot of times I will, like, note within the condition details of the item's description, I will go in and put, you know, even if it's not really a crack, but it looks like it is, you know, like it was a firing crack or something like that. I will still go in and note that, and then note that inspected under loop, you know, blah, 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 and then put what it actually was. Just so that whoever's looking at it, assuming they go in and read that information, they'll know that I was aware of it, I looked at it closely, and here's what I found. Okay, so now we got these three little dudes, girls, I don't know, they're turtles. All right, so the largest guy here, he is right about 1 3/4 inch long, and he stands total of right about an inch high. And I feel like I've seen these guys before. I feel like, you know, they're these little hand-painted guys. If I had to guess, they're bone china. But I feel like I've seen them before, and I cannot recall who makes these. If anybody knows, please drop it in the comments because I cannot think of it. And I've tried Google Lensing them and I'm coming up empty so far, really. So they're all pretty much identical, but they go down in size, roughly fourth an inch each one. What these guys sell for, I have no idea. I imagine they're pretty similar to things like this, the little snail guys. I would expect, not knowing anything about them except for that they're flippin' adorable, I would say probably 12 to 18, maybe. This guy here, I did want to show you guys, because this is something like that I said, you know, I would note in my listing on it, is in here you can see this cracking, okay? But up here, he looks totally fine and normal. What this looks like to me is like firing crack. That happened when he was in the kiln. So not damage, and clearly doesn't destroy the look of the piece in any way, shape, or form. You obviously wouldn't see it unless you picked him up and inspected his underhole, which would be rude. I don't recommend doing that. It's still something that for me, I like to note in my listing. Again, I like people to see that I knew it was there. I looked at it closely, and I'm letting you know what it is, what it's not, blah, blah, blah. So this little guy here, he is a ceramic. I don't think bone china. I think he is just a thin ceramic, but he's got a sticker on here that says Nashville. And so I don't know, was he like a zoo souvenir? I have no idea. I know this guy for sure came extra in a lot. Actually, I think a lot of these little mini guys came extra in a lot, but you know, he's a simple little piece. He looks like he was hand painted, obviously mold formed. But he has no chips, no cracks. He's cute. Same thing price-wise. I, of course, couldn't find any comps on him specifically exactly, but I would probably expect $10 roughly, give or take. I don't know. I don't know if this Nashville sticker has any significance, but just looking at the piece, feeling it in my hand, this doesn't feel like a super high quality piece. This doesn't feel like a high value piece. I would expect $10 or less. I might be surprised though, you never know. Okay, now this one, and give you a size reference here. Like, this little guy is tiny. This is like a little tiny Siamese cat. And I didn't know if this was like a Wade Whimsy, but I think he's bone china. And he may very well be a Japan piece. I think I did find some online, but it didn't seem like anybody really knew, or at least ones that I had seen didn't have any original stickers on them or box or whatever they would have come in. So I'm not 100% sure, but I have a feeling that he may be a Japan piece. He's just adorable. Look at him. He's just licking his paw, minding his business. This dude barely weighs an ounce, not even an ounce. He is teeny tiny. He's perfect, I think, for like folks that do doll houses or you know, miniature models and stuff. He's perfect size for that. He's really cute though. He almost looks like he has kind of a lead glaze to him, but I'm not sure that he is or not. Value-wise, I have no idea. I don't think he would sell for a whole lot, to be honest with you. He's very cool, but I would think he would be $10 and under. I'm just guessing. All right, guys. So last item for this round is this. I think it's a 1960s, roughly, Imperial Glass. What is this? Daisy and Button, Button and Daisy, something like that. I don't know. I think that's what it is. Please put in the comments if you know differently. I haven't stopped to officially look it up yet. So it's got some on the bottom here. This is like that, like smoky glass. It's so clear, but smoky clear glass that they added the amethyst iridescence on it. Some of the iridescence is kind of waning a little thin down here, but not to where you notice it right away anyway. I mean, I really didn't notice it till I was actually like cleaning it up, and I don't think it's terribly faded, but you can see maybe kind of on the bottom here. I don't know, the camera may not pick it up very well. It's hard to notice. On the inside here, you maybe can see that sort of like IG down in the base of the glass there. And that's that Imperial Glass mark. There's no chips or cracks to the teeth up here. Little soft ridge teeth. And it's an open compote bowl, 7 inches tall. And I think it was like 7 or 7.25 wide also, or diameter of it. But just a really pretty bowl. They're common. they're not even terribly hard to find in good condition. I would guesstimate, and I'll put some comps up here, but I honestly can't remember what the comps were for. But just for what it is, you know, a vintage, cool piece of glass, iridescent, most of which is all still there, but it's also that like darker, you know, I don't know. Like I prefer this iridescence over marigold, for example. I would say probably 20 to 30. It'll be interesting when I'm putting the comps up if I was anywhere near realistic on that. But really cool. I love the color change on here. Really cool, really pretty. Really pretty piece. And heavy too. I will warn you that. This was, I think, this thing weighed 2 pounds and 8 ounces, so 2.5 pounds. So packing wise, you know, including shipping material and all that, and box and everything, I would imagine he's probably going to be sitting somewhere close to 4 pounds when all is said and done for shipping. And he's 7 inches tall. I mean, this would probably go in like a 12 by 8 box. So not horrible probably shipping wise, but a little more expensive than I usually like for items. Okay guys, that's it for this one. Probably another little bit of a quicker video, but again, that's okay. I'm trying to get them where they're a little bit shorter. You know, I never intended to make long videos like I was. They just kind of wound up that way. It was like I'd be looking for things to show you guys or talk to you guys about, you know, and pulling for listing. And I'm used to normally, except for maybe this past, you know, week or two, because just the holiday and all that stuff has really interfered with things. But normally I'm pulling 20 to 40 things at a time, cleaning them up, you know, getting them measured, weighed, all the things, photographs, and getting them listed. And so those 20 to 40 things over a day or two, I kind of kick them out and get them all listed. But I like showing you guys the things that I'm listing online. So I kind of like slowing back just a little bit and taking time to show them to you, discuss them, hear your guys' comments and opinions on them and stuff like that. And, you know, that's only helpful for me. So I like doing it this way also. You may see me occasionally sneak some things in, just trying to bulk up inventory online, whether it be Niknax or on eBay. And of course, now I'll also be getting set up on Whatnot. I think so far I have my profile picture, and that's about it. So I'm going to be looking through that, getting a feel for it all, and hopefully here in the next week or sooner, I will schedule a live sale. Let's say in a week or so, probably. I'll let you guys know the exact date so that if you're free at that day and time, you can swing on in, take a look. I do know that if you plan on bidding in the live sale, I do know you have to be on the Whatnot app. So I'm going to try to figure out how to stream it, if I even can, to YouTube and stuff like that. I know other people do, but I don't know what the requirements are for me to be able to do that. But if I can, I'll stream it to YouTube and possibly Facebook also. But if you're on any platform other than Whatnot, you won't be able to bid, but you can watch. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm really excited. That's kind of an area of doing this that I've been eager to look into doing. And I feel like just another step forward, another inch or mile, doesn't matter. It's just another bit forward. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited to tell you guys about it. Please go check out my eBay and Niknax store and all that stuff too. Again, there's no pressure. You don't have to buy anything, but go over, take a look. Let me know what you think. I love to hear your guys' opinions and comments about it. So I, again, just want to take a moment and thank all of you guys. Bubba, good night. You are such a whiny dog. I, again, just want to take the time to thank all of you guys who stick around and watch my videos, you know, especially watching them all the way to the end. It means so much to me. Again, it means a lot for the channel and all that stuff, but it really means, but it just means a whole lot to me that you guys tune into my videos and, you know, hang around and watch them and everything. And that is just, that's amazing to me. I think I'm getting close to 300 subscribers now, and I'm really excited about that. I'm blown away about it. I really am. Like, I can't make sense of it in my mind, how that's happening, really. So, but I'm glad you guys are hanging out. I enjoy hanging out with you. I really do. I enjoy showing you this stuff. I think having a sense of community out there definitely makes things a little bit easier. So I hope your guys' holidays are going well. And I'll go ahead and tell you Happy New Year. I'm going to try to get this out tonight. But it might be tomorrow. Either way, Happy New Year, guys. I really hope it's a good one. I'll see you on the next one.